This mindset is a scarcity mindset that could be holding you back for your full potential. And it's saying, I just want enough to get by. And the reason why that's coming from a scarcity mindset is because what you want, you shall receive. So the efforts that you put in of just wanting to get by is the reason why you are just getting by. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay to want more. Welcome to the Breakthrough and Concord podcast, the show where we will break free of old patterns and generation curses that have held us back for far too long. I'm your host, Claudia Garcia, and in this space, you will gain the tools and resources to have a life-changing transformation. Together, we will learn how to think, act, and become the top 1% by conquering limited beliefs, boost productivity, and know exactly what it takes to become and live your dream life. I will even unlock the secrets of high-ticket affiliate marketing and how to make this all possible for you. Welcome to my second episode. I am so excited. And first off, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who has listened to my first episode and has showed support, has listened to it, has commented on it, has followed and subscribed and everything. And if this is the first time you listening to me, hi, my name is Claudia, and I'm glad that you are here. Happy to support you. And today's topic, what I'm going to cover, is something that I truly believe is the number one reason why people hold themselves back. They hold themselves back to even looking for a different opportunity to really help a life-changing experience. It even holds them back from themselves and putting themselves in a box that maybe society has created for them, or maybe a box that they put themselves in. With that being said, I want this episode for you to feel empowered and even to help you take action and even heal your money mindset. And the reason why a money mindset is so important is because it truly dictates how we spend it, how we save it, how we invest it, and even the careers that we are in right now because of what we believe we are deserving or worthy. There really is a fine line of scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. And we may not even know that we are living in a scarcity mindset because of our upbringing, because of how the adults around us has talked about money, and even the life experiences that you have encountered with your own experience with money. And money should not be a taboo thing. We should definitely be sharing how to enrich our lives with it and how to use it properly and how to have a good relationship with it so that way we can have a more fulfilling life. You must be wondering, how do I know I have a poor money mindset? And I'm glad you asked. One of the common phrases that you'll hear other people say, or even if you believe, is money does not grow on trees. This is implying that money is a limited source. That is not true. Money is an infinite source. That is the reason why there are some millionaires, even billionaires in this world, having so much money that they don't even know what to do with. But in reality, the only limited source that we have is time. You can make more money. There's an endless amount of money. But time is the only thing that the more we live every single day, we get less and less of. But sometimes we have it the other way around. We believe we have the time in the world, and that's why we wait and procrastinate so much more than we would like. But in reality, it is a limited source. A common thing that you probably have said, and I know I've said before, is I can't afford that, or that's too expensive. And yes, it may be outside of your budget, or yes, it may be more than what you thought it was, but you can afford anything you set your mind to. If your refrigerator broke and you had to buy a new one, you're gonna go to the store and buy a new one. It may not be out of your pocket, but you will find the resources to help you provide a refrigerator because you need a refrigerator. You need to have your produce and your food in a refrigerator, your milk, your water, your juices, your meats. All of that is something that you cannot live without. So yes, a lot of people might say they can't afford things, But that is actually coming from a scarcity mindset, because in reality, it just might be coming from a space of uneducated of the resources that they have, or maybe the habits that may cause them to have a limited source, or even an influence of who you surround yourself. The saying goes that in a group of five, you're the average of that group of five. Another saying that they say is, money can't buy happiness. And I feel very indifferent about this saying, because I don't think that money is the reason why people are happy, but it's truly the tool to help you enhance your life. You know, money is the reason why we have a roof over our head. And I'm grateful for that. And that does buy me happiness, because that means I have a warm home to come to and provide for my family. You know, if I go on these crazy travels, like, I couldn't do that without money. But it's not money that's buying the happiness. Money is providing the tool to enhance my life by these experiences. And let's just talk about health. Okay, let's just say that you got sick, you know, and you have to pay for your medicine. You have to pay for recovery. You know, you have to pay that medical bill. It's going to provide some type of relief to be able to do all of those things. Another popular saying is, more money, more problems. And I could completely understand where people come from when they say this stuff. But the reason why this comes from a scarcity mindset is because, as I mentioned before, money just enhances life. Money also enhances people. So sometimes, if that lifestyle has always been in a scarcity mindset or a scarcity lifestyle, and let's say, for example, somebody dies and there's like an issue of who's getting what and what inheritance is, and like then it causes people to fight. And I completely understand that it's a tricky situation. However, more money does not cause more problems. In reality, more money actually solves a lot more problems. It's money just enhances the person. So if the person is having issues, if the person has some demons that they have not dealt with or are willing to deal with, it's going to enhance that person more and really cause some issues within the family or in the circle or whatever your situation may be. But money actually solves a lot more problems than it doesn't. But the thing that people do not understand is that the money is a tool. It's a tool to get them to A to B. So what you use it for, that tool, is not the issue. The issue is the person of the beholder. That's why there's people who are generous and they become wealthy. They become even more generous because they're willing to give back. But who is selfish and maybe an a-hole and they get more money, they're still gonna be selfish and an a-hole. But just because they have more money does not label every single person who has money an a-hole or selfish. And a really common one that I really wanted to talk about is a saying that I hear time and time again, especially in the industry that I'm in, because so many people want to get started in their online business. And this mindset is a scarcity mindset that could be holding you back for your full potential. And it's saying, I just want enough to get by. And the reason why that's coming from a scarcity mindset is because what you want, you shall receive. So the efforts that you put in of just wanting to get by is the reason why you are just getting by. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay to want more. Sometimes maybe our parents or the way that we were brought up was taught that we need to be humble. And by being humble means only ask for your basic needs. And let me ask you this. How's that going for you? Are you truly happy with living paycheck to paycheck? Because, hey, that's getting by. Are you truly happy of not going on life experiences because it's too expensive? Because, vacations those are wants, not needs. And are you truly happy with your relationship if you don't have enough money to go on dates and actually enjoy each other's company that is only getting you by to, live your life? I'm here to tell you that it's okay to want more. And you are not selfish for wanting more for your life. So say that you get into sales, you just getting by subconsciously, you're going to put the same effort of just getting by. And the reason why this is so dangerous is because, say, your efforts is your full potential, but subconsciously you only want to get by, then that could hold you back from making the money that you want to see, making the money that will truly provide a freedom lifestyle. Now, that number is different for everybody. One of the number one things that I see in people is they don't think they deserve or are worthy of making money. And that's going to hold you back so much more than actually having the lack of funds. A little more backstory of what I do is I do high ticket affiliate marketing. So I'm a digital marketer and I'm an online business coach. And one of the number one reasons why people don't get started is because they feel like they don't have the money to invest. And rightfully so, I completely understand that from your current situation, that's what it looks like. But in reality, it's the lack of education that you might be missing. It might be the lack of learning how to set goals and achieving them could be what you're missing, or the right skills to teach you exactly what you need to help you make more than you've ever made in your life before. And I had a mentor tell me and explain it this way, and I hope you understand it too, that the problem isn't that you don't have the money. That's actually a symptom. And what I mean by that is, imagine you getting a cold. A symptom from being sick is you might have a fever, you might have a cough, might have some mucus buildup, you might have the shivers. All of those are symptoms of the effect, but it's not the real problem. The real problem was the bacteria that was actually going in your system, breaking it down and making it weaker. And as a society, and a lot of people's mindset, they think that the problem is that they don't have the money. But in reality, that's just the symptom, because the real problem could be that the lack of education, the lack of skills, the lack of habits that truly allow you to not have you say, I don't have the money anymore. Because if you had the right skills and the right systems in place and the right habits, do you think that you would still be having that problem of saying, I don't have the money? I don't think so. So with that being said, a way to help you get more educated is learn how to become resourceful. Maybe you can use a line of credit, so that way you're not using any of your money. Maybe a personal loan, maybe even asking help for friends and family. That's not something shamed upon. It's using your resources to help you get to where you're going. The reason why you're going to stay in a bottomless pit is because you're making choices of your current situation instead of your goals. Think of it as going to school. When people decide to go to college, they're not thinking about the thousands of dollars that they're going to get in debt. They're thinking about the career that they want to be in. Is that making more sense for you? The reason why people don't think twice about going to school is because we were programmed that that's the way to go. But a business is no other. In order to really see the life that you want to see, you have to make decisions of your goals. So if you are reaching out, wanting to learn more, and you want to know exactly to make an extra source of income, because say you want to spend more time with your kids, say you want to live out more life experiences, say you want to get out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle and bring in more revenue. Those are the goals. So it makes sense that you're not going to have the funds in the beginning, and that shouldn't be the excuse to not move forward. And the thing about being more educated is learning about investing your money, so that way, one, it can work for you, or two, invest into yourself so you can see the most profit. So what I mean by that is, investing in a business is an asset. So that asset is going to allow you to grow as an individual. It's going to allow you to grow your money source. It's going to allow you to open to different opportunities that a regular job would not allow or be able to do. And learning money is just an energy. And the best way to kind of explain this is to think of it as like your water pipes. What comes in must come out. But if you hold on to your money too tightly, there's going to be a blockage. And if there's a blockage in your pipes, there's going to be an issue. Or maybe you spend too much, and the ends are not coming in enough. The alignment's going to be out of balance. And it's the same thing with your money. It's learning your flow so that way what comes in, what comes out. And I definitely want to give you the tools that you can start utilizing today so that way you can truly see a difference in your life. And one of them that biggest things that I feel like people don't do enough is showing gratitude towards their money. Too many times we go to the mailbox, we see a bill, and we're like, oh my God, all these bills are piling up. Like, feel like I'm paying a bill left and right, blah, 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 and I'm never catching up. In reality, to help our energy flow even nicer is pick up that bill and say it's your rent or your mortgage. Show some gratitude, like, wow, I am so grateful that I am able to pay off my mortgage and pay this rent so that way I can have a home for my family. Or maybe it's the water bill. Wow, I am so grateful that I could provide warm water and functioning water for my family. Maybe groceries are a little bit high, but you still pay them anyways. Show some gratitude, like, wow, my grocery list was $300 and I am so grateful that I have food for my family for the next week or so. It's gonna change your nervous system because too many times we hold money as the stress of our lives. But in reality, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's allowing you to live a life. It's allowing you to live every single day that sometimes we take for granted. And even though it's coming out, it's also coming in. Now, I'm going to give you my number one tip that has truly changed my mindset. And people have told me I am crazy for doing this because I understand that we live in a society that inflation is high. We live in a society that gas prices and food is its ultimate high that it's ever been. But the number one thing that I have done to my own life that has truly transformed my life is taking out the word expensive out of my vocabulary. And the reason that I did that is because the word expensive growing up and the way that I would use it is that it's out of reach, that it's not for me. And subconsciously, that is doing more damage than good. And I know, we live in a society where the average American is one crisis away from being homeless. And prices are through the roof, but it's also out of our control. And we need to focus on what we can control over what we can't. If you don't know, I do live in California and it's one of the most expensive states in the United States. But I will never complain about the gas prices. I know. I've seen gas prices go up almost to $7 and I will not complain. Mainly because I'm still going to buy it. Supply and demand, baby. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. But I am grateful that I'm able to afford a tank of gas to help go to A to B. I am grateful that I'm able to afford a tank of gas so that way I can take my son to school. Or I'm grateful that I can afford a tank of gas so I can go to the airport, go to the store, go to the library, go to the coffee shop, go wherever I need to go in order to provide for my family. I will never complain about food. Food is my love language, and it's my way of showing gratitude to anybody who's around me. And it really pains me when people say like, oh my God, that bread is like $7 now instead of $5. And it really does pain me that people will not get, for an example, a block of cheese. If it's a lot more expensive than it used to be, people will not get the nicer cheese or maybe get a processed cheese. And it's, in the long term, it's probably causing more health problems because they didn't go with the organic route. A few dollars is not gonna hurt you. If you want that cheese, you get that cheese. And the reason why I took out expensive out of my vocabulary is because of the stress that it provided. And once I started showing gratitude behind it, it really transformed my life and it made me believe that I can afford anything I want and anything I set my mind to. And I completely understand that some people live and have more privilege, or some people are born with money, and that's okay. The deck of cards that have been played out for our lives is not our fault, but the way that we decide to play them is our responsibility. And what I mean by that is the life that we've been given. It's not our fault that we didn't grow up in a wealthy family. It's not our fault of what the color of our skin is. It's not our fault of the neighborhood that we live in, but it is our responsibility to control the controllables and do what it takes to live your best life. And for me, I took out the word expensive, and I truly have seen myself feel stress-free. I no longer see if someone tells me a price and it's out of my budget, I don't get freaked out by it. A number, and I'm like, whoa, that's a lot more than I thought, but I can't control it, then I will still pay for it because I'm grateful that I can. If I can't, now if it's something like I'm not going to be spending my money, making us broke, like I'm still tracking my money, I'm still budgeting my money. It's just more of if it's a priority, I will make sure I can afford it. It might take more time. It might take some resources. It might take moving things around. But I truly believe that everybody could afford the life that they want. It just might take some adjustment. It might take some adjustments with your mindset. It might take some adjustments of your habits. And it might take some adjustments of your time, because it really does take time. And I challenge you, if you're listening to this, to maybe do the same thing. Take the word expensive out of your vocabulary. See how much it actually takes a toll of your life, or see how much that actually affects your decision, because self-awareness is a superpower. The more that you're aware of your habits and your routines and your body, the more that you're willing to actually have a transformation happen. So I challenge you to take out the word expensive, or I even challenge you to not complain about things you can't control. And what I mean by that is we live in a society that everything is a lot more expensive than it was. We live in a society that, yes, prices are up more than they ever been before. But the reason why people complain about the weather or complain about the prices of everything, because we're trying to find a way to connect. And complaining about prices at a certain level is a form of trauma bonding. It's a way to relate to somebody and tell you how outrageous everything is. To be able to bond with somebody, and it's knowing that you're in a situation together that you feel like you can't get out. If you think about your coworkers, you guys are trauma bonding over a job that you hate and getting a certain amount of pay. You're trauma bonding with other college students that are maybe also finding some difficulty of paying and living life and adjusting to this world. It's a form of community, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my best recommendation is to look at what you're trauma bonding over, and if you truly want to make a difference in your life and stop living paycheck to paycheck and worrying about money, then try not to trauma bond with people who love to complain about the prices of everything. And that's the only form of way of connection. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up now, and just wanted to give you guys some insight of like what an unhealthy money mindset could have. And I hope you guys take up my challenge and really see where you're complaining or how many times you say the word expensive, and you're gonna see a life transformation. Not only because you're taking a word out of your vocabulary, because you're gonna be regulating your nervous system. And once you regulate your nervous system, money will no longer be an issue for you. It's going to be a tool. And once you understand it, the better you'll be able to use it. So thank you so much for being part of this episode's podcast. If you like what you heard, please leave a review, subscribe, and to help stay connected, follow me at Claudia Conquers Life. And if you want to learn more about high-ticket affiliate marketing, and you want to know if it's a right fit, you want to be able to have your own life of freedom and abundance, and you want my direct mentorship, then go to www.claudiaconquers.com. And remember, keep pushing your limits, defy the odds, and stay unstoppable.